Hey everybody, this is Hardy from Who's Your Anime. So, I got a response video from an mba666666, aka Michael Aragon. Not only that, jc178946, aka Jerrica Charneco, would like me to answer a few questions from her as well. So, here goes. Well, it was like years ago when I was like 12 or 13 years old, I can't remember. A friend of mine invited me to his home to play some video games and stuff, and he showed me his anime collection on VHS. And the anime that he introduced me to was Vampire Hunter D. We watched it on his television set, and I was shocked because it was the first time I was introduced to animated violence. The anime scared me so much I could hear my own heartbeat, and I loved it. Ever since then, I took a large interest into animes. Not only that, I love Vampire Hunter D so much. I even bought the novels. I even bought the mangas. And I also own the DVDs as well. My first anime review was Steel Angel Kurumi. Not the Steel Angel Kurumi review that I have on this YouTube account. It was on my previous YouTube account. I mean, back then I was like inexperienced and I didn't have any script when I was doing the reviews. I mean, I pretty much winged it. Back then I was really inexperienced and I didn't have a script written for the reviews, so I pretty much winged it from there. And I didn't even know about video editing or lighting, or even know how to burn my DVDs onto my computer. You see, back then my old computer was a CD-ROM drive, not a DVD-ROM drive. And the only way that I could only show those clips was through this, my old portable DVD player. Do any of you guys remember this? Yeah, good times. Cost me 500 bucks, Australian. Now it's paperweight. I think back then I had a hard time getting acceptance because I was such a bad reviewer. I stuttered a lot and I was always nervous in front of the camera. Not to mention I was pretty much talking out of my ass when I was doing all those reviews. But I was really determined to review animes because there were barely any anime reviews on YouTube. But now I am a more experienced anime reviewer and I love doing what I'm doing. Now before I answer that question, I thought you should know that my favorite consoles are the Sega Genesis and all three of the PlayStation consoles. My favorite Sega Genesis games were the old Sonic games. I mean, I love playing those things. But I'm not really into the new 3D Sonics. I mean, that just didn't really appeal to me. I also love the Street of Rage games 1, 2, and 3 because I am a sucker for those beat 'em up games where you beat up all those bad guys level by level. It's just awesome. And finally, there's Flashback: The Quest for Identity. It's one of those puzzle shooter games, and I really love it. As for the PlayStation consoles, wow. I mean, I have like a large amount of favorites on those consoles. But I'm going to tell you my top 5 favorite games on all 3 consoles. There's Tekken, there's Jak and Daxter, there's the Metal Gear Solid series, and then there's the Legacy of Kain series, and Uncharted. Those are my top 5 video games on all 3 consoles. Well, I'm not really much of a big fan of Sailor Moon, but I do have a lot of respect for it. Because it has brought popularity back to the magical girl genre, and not to mention that it is a classic among anime fans. Well, if you look at my YouTube account, you can see my top 10 favorite animes. Vampire Hunter D will always be my number 1, because it's the anime that got me interested in anime in the first place. Not to mention that it is a classic horror film, it's violent, the characters kick ass. Especially Vampire Hunter D. I mean, I love that character so much. I also love animes that were directed by Yoshiaki Kawajiri, Masami Obari, Toshiki Hirano, and Shinichi Watanabe. Kawajiri directed animes like Ninja Scroll, Highlander: The Search for Vengeance, and Vampire Hunter D: Bloodlust, and a lot more. I love his animes because they were dark and brooding and they were totally made for adults. And I just love the action that he delivers. It's just awesome. Next, Masami Obari. He directed animes like Fatal Fury, Gravion, Ballerina Toshinden, and a lot more. I love his animes because he is like the Michael Bay of animes. I mean, he's got some cool looking characters, super hot babes, explosive action, his fanboy love for video games, and he has the love for mecha designs. Plus, I really love his animation style because he makes all his women so freaking hot. And after that, there's Toshiki Hirano, who directed animes like Magic Knight Ray Earth, Vampire Princess Miyu, Devil Lady, and many, many more. I love his animes because many of his main characters are the strong, independent females who can take on anything. Not to mention that his stories are dramatically well told, and I could never look away. Although I do feel that he is the only underappreciated director in the anime industry, and I really want people to watch his anime. So please, people, watch Toshiki Hirano's animes. It's really, really great. And finally, there's Shinichi Watanabe, aka Nebushi, who directed animes like Excel Saga, The Wallflower, Narima Daikon Brothers, and many other animes. I love his animes because they were all comedically crazy. I mean, I don't think any sane man can make the comedies that he can make. Every anime that I've seen of his, I laughed my freaking ass off. Until my face hurts because it's just so damn funny. Now, I never really worn any cosplay costumes, but I have been to a few conventions in which people wore all these cosplay costumes like Naruto or Deers or even Star Wars. It was kind of awesome. Well, most of my favorite movies of all time are the ones that are directed by Christopher Nolan. He's the director of Batman Begins and The Dark Knight, but my favorite movie that he directed was Memento, which is about a man who can make new memories. You see, he kind of forgets every 15 minutes. And the last thing that he remembers is his wife dying, and he's trying to find the man who killed her. I find the story so original and so thrilling that it will put you on the edge of your seat. And there are also some amazing acting from Guy Pearce, Carrie-Anne Moss, and Joe Pantoliano, as well as a beautiful, creepy music score. If you love Batman Begins and The Dark Knight, you definitely have to check out Memento. It's Christopher Nolan's best work. It's a must-see. I would like to be Vampire Hunter D because he's just brave, noble, and he kicks vampire ass! Actually, I only own like one Blu-ray disc, and that's Casino Royale. And I got it for free when I first bought my first PS3. Now, I don't really read any mangas before I watch the anime. I'm not really much of a manga reader, so sorry. I think my favorite review that I've done would have to be Mouse. Because I had a lot of fun making all these funny quotes for that review, like, this is the kind of anime that will make a person take off their pants. I mean, I couldn't believe I said that. Plus, I was really relaxed on that day. And I wanted to say a lot of really funny things on that review. And it just ended up really being good after I did it. It was really a great day. Oh man, my least favorite review that I done was when I did Discipline the Hentai Academy. This was actually on my old YouTube account. I mean, not only was the review bad, but it was the comments that came with the review. I mean, there were all these people who keep sending bad comments to me every single day, every single hour. It was horrendous. They were like vultures circling for my blood. But that wasn't even the worst part. The worst part was when these people on this IGN forum, at the website IGN.com, were not only making fun of me, they even said that I should kill myself. It was just sick. I mean, you wouldn't believe the things that they said, and I was so depressed from reading all of that. And it even got worse every single day. And because of that, I had to delete my hentai reviews because I couldn't take it anymore. And I really hated those people on that forum. I mean, I don't think they need the internet for freedom of speech. I think they need psychiatric help for telling other people to kill themselves. Anyway, that's about it. Michael, Jerrica, thank you for your questions. I hope you enjoyed that, and I'm really happy that I answered them. Thank you. See ya.